Good evening and welcome to the Nighttime Heat, rated on Prime FM 105.5. This program is also being relayed by Radio Gagama, that is in Nimba County, Radio Kwatika in Bonk, and of course, our Radio Urugisi in Lofa County. We are streaming live on our Facebook and our YouTube channel. That's the Nighttime Heat, Facebook and YouTube channel. We are also streaming live on Prime FM Moravia 105.5. We wanted to share tonight's edition. It promises to be very intriguing. It promises to be very interesting, feisty, and of course, one that you will never, in fact, forget about. This edition promises to be very, very interesting. So don't go away. We want you to share this show. I know you have your friends, your relatives, your partners, your loved ones. Just share so that they too can also share. And then we get more of you watching and following what is happening tonight on the Nighttime Heat. My two panelists, Moses Sandy and George Kennedy. George just walked in. Let me try to welcome George quickly. George, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Saba, and good evening to the people of Liberia. And also good evening. Many thanks to our ever-potent technicians in the studio. Thank you.
Okay. I know Moses will soon join us. As soon as Moses joins, we'll make sure to bring Moses on. But tonight, we'll be looking at two major discussions, two major issues tonight. I'm sure you heard about the president, His Excellency Joseph Iman Boyaka, cutting short his visit to Japan, contrary to previous decision to attend the TICAR and the Export 2025. So what has gone wrong? Our guests will be here for us to analyze and also figure out. Besides, we'll also be talking about our drugs fight, the country's drugs fight. Are we on course with the current capacity of the Drugs Enforcement Agency? Are we doing well in fighting drugs? Or is it that we are losing on the front? We'll be talking about that as well when our guests come. That is at 8:30. We'll start the discussion. And of course, we talk until 10:30, and then we all call it a quit. We're still awaiting Moses. As soon as Moses joins us, we'll make sure to bring Moses on. But in the meantime, let's take a break, and then we'll be right back. Saba George is my name.
0. Let's start.
Yes, indeed. We've started already. And of course, we are on the program, The Nighttime Heat. This program, like we said, promises to be fantastic tonight. We'll have our guests on program talking about the two major issues that I told you about. We're going to read some documents we have in our possession, talking about the issue of our fight against narcotics and other substances. Also talking about the president cutting his visit short to Japan. What has gone wrong? But because initially we heard that the president was attending the TCAT and the Export 2025, according to the previous press release that we received. But in the meantime, let me ask you, what's trending apart from the two major that we just talked about? What's trending on your mind, George?
Somebody, it's the same, the drug issue. We've seen the impact we've seen last on young people falling victims of these particular menace in our society. I think the communities are making effort. I think also the government needs to look at supporting the various institutions responsible to really strengthen them. And also, this fight is a cartel. So we need to look at, as a government and people, how to break that cartel, not to be slow on it. And also the issue of the LTM. I'm gathering information that we have 2 institutions doing vehicle registration at the moment. LTM is still going ahead while Transport Ministry is still going ahead. So I tried to reach out to the same LTM people. I couldn't get information. Transport saying that yes, we have our legal rights. So, I mean, I think there is a need to resolve this issue quickly.
Yes, I think you spoke about the issue of 2 institutions: the Ministry of Transport and the Liberia Traffic Management, printing licenses, simultaneously, and also doing vehicle restriction. I think that's totally totally unacceptable. We spoke with the chair on transport, Representative Boto, and he said that there was an order, in fact, placed on the operations of the traffic management after all of the RICMA rules. The House Committee felt it necessary to put a halt to their operations until all of the dramas can be can come to an end. But unfortunately, he said they receive intelligence that the LTM is still functioning, and at the same time, the Ministry of Transport. I think this is troubling, and the government needs to do something. Sometimes I don't know whether those things are in they are to the knowledge of the president himself, because I want to believe that there are a couple of things that happen. The surroundings of the president, they do not inform him. Because I know with the knowledge and wisdom he has, he'll be able to make an intervention that'll be able to end whatever crisis or whatever bickering. But and I want to still believe that some of these things that happen, they are not they're not to the knowledge of the president. He doesn't know. There are some of his lieutenants doing their own thing. At the end of the day, I heard Kula saying one time that in fact the president does not listen to radio, and I don't know how true is it. I don't know why, because I believe I can remember rather. Former President Andrew Johnson said he was always listening to the radio. She was listening to radio stations and reading newspapers as well.
Yes.
Even George Weah, former president, also. I know he was listening to radio. But I'm hoping that what we heard, that the president doesn't listen to radio. I'm hoping that it is not true, because as a leader, you must be on top of your game. And the best way you can address issues that are popping up is when you listen to some of what's happening, some of the stations and radio stations and reading newspapers. You'll be able to make some adjustment to some of the things that are happening, and you'll be able to find a solution. But because I believe it's possible that some of the lieutenants, some of those around him, his surroundings, may not want him to step in and resolve certain issues, especially where issues that they have, some backs that are benefiting something from, and the president, they wouldn't want the president to put a halt to that, so they don't want to have any form, But I think, and this is where I tell people, if I become president, I'm going to ensure that some, family member, I don't know, a son of mine or my wife or some close relatives, they're going to be my informers out there, because I can depend on those I've brought in. As I can solely rely on them. Yes, granted, they are educated, they are competent, and I appointed them. But equally so, there will be certain things that don't want to hide from me.
Yes,
But my relatives will not want to hide that from me, because they know if I blunder, that legacy, that negatives will reflect on the entire family, on the family, on my grandchildren, my children, my wife. So I know they will not be there to misinform me. But others you have around you may likely misinform you. So we're hoping that the president, if he's not listening to stations or radio stations or reading the newspapers, let them make time for the president. He has to do that.
You may not even believe that some family members, once they know that a family members, to try to confuse you with a lot of information that suits them, so that you will be able to tell the president. The best thing for the president to do is to make up time to listen to the radio stations and read all of the papers. Another thing is reduce the number of people around you in the executive mansion. You don't need too much people. We're hearing lots and lots of news, lots and lots of information. I think they don't all go well. People hiding documents from the president. Look at it. Look at what happened to the road fund. The road fund for all places. The LACC report is out. What's going on? What's going on? Those type of things. We're hearing that some people, when they do certain things, when they carry the documentation, they don't reach to the president. So, I mean, it is so difficult to govern this small country, but you have to be very decisive if you want to govern this country.
Surely.
You have to be strong to understand me, your physical strength. When strong means to take decisions very fast and stand by them. Because here, the system, the people believe in maneuvering their way into others once you are up there. So I think this president, the president that we all supported, meant very well. I think we can support him better. We can make him to achieve by making him to know everything. People say, "Oh, don't tell him everything because of his age." I say, no. He's strong enough mentally to handle these things. I sat with Mr. President for several times. Everything that we discussed 2017, he still remember all. You sit by him today, he will tell you everything word for word. Why will you look at such a man and you say you're hiding information from him? When the information you're hiding very important, he needs them to make decisions. I think those type of things, we don't need those type of things in our governance system.
And talking about the issue of the drugs, and we'll be talking about that in totality when our guests come in at 8:30. Recently we heard about a group of women who've launched what they call Say No to Drugs. And I was trying to upload this press statement that I tried, but I'm finding it difficult. And we are hearing about some internal rift that's erupted amongst them, and as a result, one of them, I know, Madam Colley, or she has resigned or stepped aside or withdrawn from the group. I don't know what had happened, but what I read, she didn't state exactly why she was leaving. I think the only thing I read, she said, my God will judge us, and something of that nature. But it's troubling that a group of women who thought that it was quite necessary to help buttress the effort of the government to have themselves being at loggerhead as a result of some maybe policy difference or something else. In fact, somebody posted something and said they were forcing over finance, and I don't want to give credence because I tried, contacting one of them. Unfortunately, I couldn't phone rank endlessly, no answer, that we used to say at Star Radio, and so I couldn't get her. But it's troubling for our fight against these narcotics and other substances. We're hoping that they can, they can again reconcile and join the government's effort. Whatever that has brought a split, amongst them, they need to rather find a way to resolve it, because it will not go well for the fight against the drugs that we are struggling with today. Our youthful populations are being they are wiping away as a result of this menace. So hoping that they can really see reason to resolve the differences that they do have amongst them.
I read this the statement, and I was surprised. And I saw two vibrant women working together. The program they organized, Say No to Drugs, was a slam dunk. They were successful. They worked hard. They got the entire nation behind them. I felt that it was unfortunate. The argument I saw was the face of the group who has it. I don't think such thing should have gone on. I think they are our mothers, our sisters. We're calling on them. Whoever is the team leader, two persons cannot be the leader at the same time. But we know that two of you coordinated this thing. You should please go back together, and then, because the momentum is there, while you brought the entire nation is behind you, there is no need to split for the good of the country. This is a passionate appeal from me to you. I think that Madam Kwali that resigned.
Yeah.
If you step aside, I want her to understand that this is the fight for Liberia. Look at the young people dying on the street. See what's happening. I want you to kindly go back and join the team. And the other lady, please embrace your sister. Work together. This is a national cause. This could be the way that God is opening the society to you people. So splitting right now, I don't think it's necessary.
Right, sure.
Yeah, because you're working.
Sure. So I want to appeal to you all. I think one of them is Giddings. I think Aman Giddings.
Yes,
and the other is Kwali. We're hoping that you can resolve your differences. What people have initiated, it has already gained some traction. People are talking about your effort.
Yeah.
You pushing it allow Manom issue to just split people like that. We know what you're doing. It could also open the world to you people. So you try to, by all means, you try to resolve your differences. Let's see whether we can get a few calls quickly on what we've been talking about. 0778460793. Again, 0778460793, or better still, 0886-540-987. Again, 0886-540-987. That's the number to call. Better still, you can call the orange line, 0778460793. Good evening.
Good evening, people of trouble.
Yes,
My name
sir.
is Emmanuel TV from the township of West Point.
Let's hear from you, Emmanuel.
People of trouble, as it relates to the issue of the women that organized the campaign against the drug. The movement of Mr. Daniel Sano announced that the government has endorsed the Identical Say No to Drug campaign. I knew that in the long run, something was going to happen that going to kill the mood of the whole fight. Sometimes government now need to get involved in certain situations wherein they know that this situation, they are the one in authority, they want to rescue or they want to solve the problem. I can print teacher and say no to George. The DA director print teacher and say no to George. So they damage the entire thing. They made the whole thing politicized, and at the end of the day, here we are now. The people are longer here. There is no understanding between them.
So you think because it was announced, the government got involved with them. So you think that what brought a split amongst them?
because we are hearing that they are given a certain amount of money, and someone is want to put supremacy to say no, I'll share, other person no. But yeah, what the argument is.
Okay. Thank you for making your point. That's what you believe. Thank you for making your point. Let's get another call on the line quickly. Good evening.
Hello.
Yes.
How
are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Okay.
How are you?
I'm okay.
This is the voice of Andrews Indy. I'm Andrews Fire, the civil like PC Ball, Secretary General of the CMC District 15 Chapter Youth Congress.
Okay, let's hear from you.
Yeah, so thank you for your talking point. You see, first we should be asking whenever it comes to drugs, where is the young man that is connected to the president's son that was arrested by drugs? We should be asking if he is staying in prison under the government, because reliable information have said that the brother was free, demonstrate, and then he is nowhere to be found in country. So just imagine a man who is connected to the first family was being arrested by illegal drugs under this government, and then Nicodemus stay him got released. But who we call order his release? Who? President Becker has to explain to us where after the quote unquote say no to drugs, we observe the massive death of young people by Sparky Anjo on this government. So that means it is President Becker who introduced Sparky Anjo to the young people.
Okay.
So here, the government is not serious importing drugs.
Okay. Many thanks. You made your point. 0778-460-793. That's the number to call. Again, 0778-460-793. You can call this number and then you'll be live on the nighttime heat at 8:30. Our guest will be joining us. 0778-460-793, or better still, 0886-540-987. Again, 0886-540-987. That's the number to call, and you are live on the nighttime heat. Just a few calls quickly before 8:30. 0778-460-793. Again, 0778-460-793. Or better still, 0886-540-987. Want to share the show? We are streaming live on our YouTube and our Facebook channel. Just a tab where you have to search Nighttime Heat, 3 words. After you do that, you're going to follow the show. You're going to watch the show, and of course, going to share more. Also, we are streaming live on Prime FM Monrovia 105.5. Again, Prime FM Monrovia 105.5. Those are the 3 platforms that we are streaming live on. Again, 0778-460-793. Again, 0778-460-793. That's the number to call. Or better still, 0886-540-987. You listen to the 2 callers. What do you make of what he said?
I said for the last caller who could not get named.
Okay.
I mean, if you call in to make such allegation, we want you to name names. Then, of course, we'll be able to discuss. But, apart from him politicizing, trying to market his CMC, this is not about political party. This is a fight against menace. A problem that is decimating the country, the future of the country. CMC can go rally wherever they want to rally. 2029 will decide their fate. But we are talking about a society that is crying, a society that is sinking, a society that is faced with problems that we all need to solve as a country and people. You see a group of people, young women, got up the entire country, gave the entire country momentum, and everyone followed, including myself here. Everyone, including the president. It wasn't wrong for the government to endorse. It was intended to give them the kind of momentum what the government saw to give them the kind of support. Even if government gave them money, it wasn't wrong. But how they manage themselves with whatever that was allegedly given, is where the problem is. Who has is where their problem is. It's not a matter of the job that they did. I mean, government giving them support was very good if all the government gave them the support.
Surely.
So I think we just appeal to them to come together. I don't know what Madam Giddens she's related to our Apollo West minister. I don't know if I want Minister Giddens to talk to her. Let them go back together Let them work together. Let them keep the momentum. Let them go nationwide. Let them go to the 15 countries. Let them share their ideas. Let us fight this minority in our society so we can be free.
Okay, let's take this call on the line. Good evening. Good evening. Yes, hello.
Yeah, I mean, my job from a part time.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's an issue there, and you're not seeing the audio. You know, in community, I'm community, I'm the doing
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. You made your point already. Shortly, our guest will be joining us. 0778-460-793. Again, 0778-460-793. That's the number to call. And of course, talking about this whole situation we heard, that there's this dispute again, reported dispute at the DEA in the leadership. We'll talk about all of that later on.
Yes.
But it's troubling. Let's try to take a break while we connect with our guests so that we can start the ball rolling. It's about 8:30. Let's take a break. Okay, welcome back to the program, the Nighttime Heat. Few of our guests have joined us. Let's try to welcome them quickly. You can do, George, just welcome our guests who are on. We understand Representative Mema Briggs from Boncari is on, and former lawmaker David Cody is also on. We understand.
So, Honorable Mema Briggs, you are welcome again to discuss important matters affecting the Liberian society, our society, and to you, Honorable Kuti, former representative of the House of Representatives. You are welcome to the Nighttime Heat. We actually admired and enjoy your input as always. You'd never let us down. We want to say thank you so much. You're welcome.
Well, thank you very much. I'd like to say I'm very happy to be on the show with the Representative Mema Briggs. She's an old friend of mine, very good friend. She's somebody who remembers people a whole lot. I was very surprised one time at the OKFM. After many years, when she met me, she called my name straight. I'm about, Koti, how are you? Then I said to myself, oh, this lady, you are a great woman. You could remember after all those long years. So, madam, thank you. I'm glad to be on the show with you.
Thank you, brother, and it's good also to be here with you, all for us to share our thoughts together for the Liberian people.
Thank you.
Okay, that's good. We're still expecting Mr. Wanto, Tia Wanto. We're still expecting him. I know shortly he will join us, and also we're also expecting Montreal County Representative Smoke Mulba as well. First, let's begin on this note. Rep and Mr. David Cody. I know the others are trying to join us. We have this Japan's visit by His Excellency and other members of his delegation. In fact, since they left, there's been this whole criticisms. Some been critiquing the number of people, and of course the information ministry came up to explain to this platform the significance of the Japan trip and what could likely come out of it. What those criticisms are on and clarities are on, we heard again yesterday that the president will be cutting short his visit. Although initially we heard that the president was attending the two events. That is the TCAT and the TCAT and the Export 2025. First, let's hear from you, Representative Briggs Mensah. What's your reading regarding all of clarities and criticisms about the delegations and President now cutting his trip? What's your reading?
Thank you, Saba. What I say to this kind of situation is I watch first to see the outcome and then to see what's going to come from other aid, because even us as Women Legislative Caucus were invited. And for me, I had a bereavement. I couldn't have left it to go. I know some of my colleagues may likely be going. But for me, there was always be criticism. It comes up to make us stronger, to make us do the right thing. You're always not going to have a positive feedback in whatever you do. But I wouldn't have a saying on it now until I see the outcome. When the trip is over and see what comes next, then I can have my own thoughts about it.
Okay, but still with you. Let me try to read this previous press statement that came out from the Executive Mansion. It says, Executive Mansion, Monrovia, President Joseph Yuma Boakai Sr. will depart the country on Saturday, August 16, 2025, to attend the 9th Tokyo International Conference on African Development, TCAT 9, scheduled for August 16 through the 23, 2025, in Yokohama, Japan, and Expo 2025 in Osaka, also in Japan. Now, with this press statement that the president was to attend both, and finally he has, we understand that he has decided to cut short his trip following public outcry about the size of the delegation. You think what comes to your mind?
So, what was it said that public outcry or assuming?
There was some public outcry about the size of the delegation, criticisms that the delegation was so large. Do you think they said against that backdrop that the president wanted to cut short his visit or what?
No, I can say that. No, for me, I was even wondering because the flight day is coming. There is a lot of preparation need to be done. And then you will see them soon be going to the UNGA. So there is a lot happening. If he has some of his cabinet members that need to be to the rest of the activities, because the thing about those expos is not just one-day issues. So as he have attended a few of it or gone around, I think it's just necessary he comes out because he have a major event coming up. And sooner or later, you will have to be going to the UNGA. So I think it's necessary he comes. But I don't know what is his reason. But for me, anyone that is wise enough will see it necessary to come back home.
Okay, talking about the upcoming August 24 flag day stuff, but I thought the government, or through its media people, I thought they knew exactly that this this program was coming up before doing the press statement that committing the president to attend the two events, and they knew exactly.
They always have an impromptu issues. So main proposal got disposed. Maybe it was planned, and then when you look at it, you look at the other events and see that it's not that necessary. And then maybe you can cut your street. And then if I help you to save a lot, you should always know when to cut it off. So maybe he just have a cut off period. So for me, I would say I still keep my thoughts and wait and see the outcome, because whenever these things are done, there is fruitful result that come up. I know I've been following. I'm not too excited yet, but let me see what happens next.
So you don't think he's trying to cut short the visit because of the public outcry, because of the criticisms about the size of the delegation?
It's always important that we were elected by the people. Whenever they speak, whatever way it is, even if it's not said that, oh yeah, because of public outcry, every wise man must think twice and know the necessary thing for their country. For me, even if they don't say public or crowd, they don't say the file of the matter, the president can call it short and come and know that it's not necessary. Maybe ministers, the line ministers that are responsible for those areas can represent him. I don't have a qualms for now. We should always know our cutting off point as public officials.
Okay, let's hear from George. Yeah, George.
So, Honorable, I heard you say that some of your colleagues from the Women Caucus were invited to have been part of this delegation as well. Is that true?
Yeah, they invited us, and then I think few of my colleagues expressed to go, but I think some people leaving next week or this week or so, because there's a whole event up to, I think, the 28th or so. So I will check it and see. But for me, I'm not going. I actually wanted to go at the onset, but right now I'm not going because I have other things doing.
Could you care to elaborate further as to whether it is the government like Bureau footing their travel costs or other stuff, or the Japanese government?
No, for us, we always see as Women Legislative Caucus, we save funding. So when these things come at times, we look in our cover or we decide what we want to do. But everybody has not yet committed to what they can do. But most of the time, it's not going to be the government of Liberia. We don't work with the executive. So we try to raise our own funding at times for these things. But the Japanese government are sending for us. We were only invited by the organizer here in Liberia to attend.
So in other words, you don't know as to whether part of the trip being funded by the Japanese government. You don't know about that.
Our side or the executive?
No, the
Entire
the
government.
host country.
Yeah.
Are you not aware?
I don't know. No, actually, I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to speak that, but I can find out and then I can get a feedback later on.
Okay, let's just hear from Dave Cody. Dave, I'm sure want to will soon join us. Dave, you've been following the debate also. The executive mansion told us initially that the president was going to attend the TCAD and the Expo 2025 in the same Japan, but just yesterday we heard that the president is cutting short his trip. What's your reading?
Well, thank you very much for inviting me once again. I'm always glad to be here. But let me say this. There is no proof that the president is cutting short his visit. No proof. I said you want to show me where you have that writing, then you can read it. There's no proof that he's cutting his visit short. Number two, whether the delegation is large or not will depend on the outcome.
Let me hold you there. The Ministry of Information announced that yesterday that the president was cutting short his visit.
You read that from somewhere, or you got information from the government?
But the Ministry of Information said it now.
Oh, the Minister of Information said that?
Oh yeah.
But I listened to Kuma Fofana today on OKFM, who is in Japan with the president. And she said the Minister of Information is a very good person to follow when it comes to these things. But Kula Fofana, who is in Japan, was pressed today by Sam Jackson, Clarence Jackson. And she,
let me just bring you up to speed. What Kula was trying to respond to was that Kula said people are trying to politicize the decision that the president will be cutting short his visit. She said there's no change. What they earlier planned is exactly what the president is about to do. But then when the press release was uprooted, Kula could not defend what she said, because the press release said the president will be attending the TCAD and the Expo 2020. So Kula had absolutely no defense.
If that's the case, then let's wait and see. You have a press release there telling you about what was going to happen before they left this place. So what we need to do now is to wait and see whether they're going to cut short the visit. Then the question would be, why did you cut short the visit? Because I haven't heard that from anywhere. You And I heard the press secretary say that there's no plan to cut any visit, to cut short any visit. So maybe you need to prove that. And as I said from the beginning, whether the delegation was large or not will depend on the outcome. I don't think this president went to watch any football game. No. He went there for a purpose, and that's going to be done.
What are you insinuating? Are you saying that somebody went and the person went to watch football game? What are you insinuating?
All I'm telling you is that this president is not going to leave from here for 48 days. We're bringing anything back to us. He is going to bring something back to us. So the outcome of this trip will tell us whether the delegation was large or not. I'm very sure that everybody who went there for a purpose, and there will be a good outcome. We have seen it from time to time. Everywhere this president has been, he has come and he didn't tell us.
Mr. Cody, you are on record of being amongst the critics of the former administration of traveling with more than 20 and 30 presses. Now that you are in support of the delegation of this current administration, how do we compromise? That how do you think you should be referred to?
I don't back wrong. Everybody knows me for that. You may call me a regime collaborator. Yes, you are right. I will support every government, but I do not back wrong. If 50 people went and all of them went for a purpose, and there will be a good result coming back, then I got no problem with that. But if 50 people went,
you are concerned about the results and not concerned about the number of people that went.
Okay. Went to see my uncle playing football. You ask me a question. People should go for a reason. I remember sometimes back when I was at the legislature, a group of colleagues of mine went to a particular place. I'm not going to call their names. I won't call the place. When they came back, we requested for a report. All we got from them was the trip was fruitful and rewarding. No further explanation. Fruitful and rewarding is not what we want to hear. You went on a trip to represent Liberia, especially the legislative house. What did you bring back? Not fruitful and rewarding. That's not what we want. So the result will determine whether the group was large or not. Thank you.
So in another way, you are saying that you only criticize the delegation if it returns without any fruitful results.
That's correct. If they don't bring any result, my friend, I'm going to have a problem with it.
Okay, let's try to see what. Okay, 1 2 3 1 2 was on, but he just went off. I'm sure. Martin. Okay, about 1 2 on. Okay. So Martin went off again. We're hoping that he can return quickly. 1 2 just told us that you'll shortly join us. Madam Reb, do you agree with what the argument that David Cody, a former lawmaker, who was once a strong critic of the former administration, criticizing the size of a delegation? Do you agree with the argument he's making?
Let me get this correct. Let me get this correct, please. Let me get this correct, please. Let me get this correct. I did not. You are saying that I always criticize the size of a delegation in the past. No, I've always said in the past and now that if the delegation is even 100 and they bring a good result to the country, then it is okay. If the people in the past went and brought nothing but to tell us how Messi score goal and which team was good, then I have a problem with that. Thank you.
Okay. Let's let the rep was about to speak. Yes, Representative. Let's hear from you.
Like I said, so but most of the time I criticize this script when I know the outcome. First of all, let's see, let the president come, let it give our feedback. What did we achieve? Because the reason for you going to this script is to showcase your country and see what dividends you can get from there. So they justify the size. They said they was invited to bring 35%, and the president's carry 23. I'm not going to rush and jump the gun. I want to watch and see the outcome, and then let's see what happens next. But I appreciate the fact, even if the president cut his trip short and come back, at least it's better that he listened to the Liberian people. Even if that is what people assume and say from the all cry. We were here, we cried before somebody decided to stay for the length of the time and then they stay up to that time. And at least, thank God the president has a listening ear. He is for the all cry, he want to come. Great. I don't have any problem. But for me, I believe this president to come back because he has the August 24th coming. He needs to prepare the country. He also sooner or later be going to the GA, the UNGA. So I don't see it necessary that he stay up to the period of it finishing. He can leave as foreign minister or any other person and then they can process the rest of the thing. And he comes back.
Okay, viewers, kindly share the show. We are streaming live on Prime FM Monrovia 105.5. We are also streaming live on our Facebook and YouTube page. That is the Nighttime Heat YouTube and Facebook page. Our YouTube channel. We are streaming live on our YouTube and also we are streaming live on our Facebook page. Just tap, go to where they have this search and then you tap Nighttime Heat. You're going to follow the show and then you share the show. Let us try to upload this video and play this video. This video is the video of former minister of former minister of labor before, and then he's a rights activist. He's a lawyer. Many people know him, and he was giving his opposition on the travel made by the president. Let's try to play this tape of Tawan Gonglo. Good day.
Right. So when you put in the budget, and most of the money is for most of the top officials of government, and very little is left for the Liberian people, maybe less than 20%, you are taking away from the Liberian people. That's not what they elected the people for. They elected them to seek their common good and to secure them. When you carry a high delegation like this one, and I know the price, the cost will be so high because I checked, the Japanese government is not paying for the delegation. You are taking money away from school, from health services, from food security, from building a road. That is legalized theft. When you have the president pro tem and the speaker making higher salaries than the speaker and president pro tem in the United States Congress, that's legalized theft.
Okay, Councillor Gonglo. Somebody.
Okay, you heard him saying that's legalized theft. Do you agree with him, David? Mr. Cody?
Councillor Gonglo has been an old friend of mine. Way back. We both live on Cape Johnson Road. And I've always known him to be somebody who has broken the hegemony of bad governance. He has always fought for that. Councillor Gonglo has always fought against bad governance. He has fought to break the hegemony of bad governance. I'm not going to argue with him on this. All I can say to you, like I said before, whether the group is large or not, the outcome. Let's see what's going to come from there.
Okay.
So I cannot determine whether the group, because I'm sure all of those people, I don't think anybody carry a girlfriend over there. Nobody carry a girlfriend there. 2 or 3 girlfriends. Y'all go, I will meet you in a hotel. I don't think anybody did that. So what we should do now is to wait for the outcome. What are 2,000 person when? What are they bringing for us? That's my concern.
Okay.
Because you could even 5 persons go and bring nothing, only to tell you the trip was free for and rewarded. No, not free for reward. Let's see the reward.
Okay, let's hold you there and hear from Representative Member Briggs Mensah. You listen to Tawan Gonglo, Councillor Gonglo. What's your take on what he said?
So the work of an opposition is to critique the government. So normally I don't to critique the government in a positive way, and also when they do the negative way, and also when they do the right thing, they say it. As their own positions, from where he speaks, I don't have a problem. All he needs to do is put those figures together and actually convince us. Again, I will stay my ground. I wouldn't say I'm 100% pleased about it. but I will wait for the outcome, then I will give my thought about this whole thing. But that's his work. He should keep the government feet on the fire for them to do the right thing for the Liberian people.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. You should keep the government feet to the fire. Now, let me ask the both of you. Dave, again, I'll start with you. In the past, we saw the sort of delegation, and sometimes people speak. Okay, Martin is on and off. I don't know what's happening. Sometimes people speak without knowing the importance of what people go for or the reason for a particular trip. People just talk and criticize and all of that. Now, do you think, Mr. Koti, prior to the trip, prior to the departure of the delegation, do you think it was quite necessary to have maybe allow the communication people in the government to educate our people about the pending visit of the president, so that it helps to minimize or it helps to prevent people being, just speculating and criticizing on what they really don't know? You think it's quite necessary to that?
Yes, I agree with you 150%. It's always important for two reasons. One, we elected them, and they must tell us what they're going for. And the second reason is that it is our money that is being used. No matter what government, whether it is this government or the government or the future, whenever you live in a country, you don't belong to yourself anymore. No. Like I told you one time, when I was a floor member of the Invincible 11 RE, I used to argue the only thing I didn't do was to cause my own cause. But we cost each other good on the football field. But when I became vice president for administration, I knew now that I was representing people. I had to be careful with my character. So anybody who is a government official, whether the president or whoever, I think we should be informed through the media what they're going for. Oh yes, they represent us. We must know what they're going for, where they're going, the purpose of the trip, and what we expect to get from that trip. It's important for the press. We need to know that. And so, number two, the money they're going to use to get there is not from anybody's cocoa farm. It's our money from the budget of the Republic of Liberia. So I agree with you on that one. We must be informed as to what our people are going for. We must know. Yes, I agree with you on that.
Okay, what about you, Representative Mensah? Do you agree that before the president make such a the president's delegation make such a major trip, the communication people should be able to educate our people, to inform them as to the significance of the trip and what could likely come out of the trip, so as to minimize or reduce the speculations and criticisms? You are mute. You are mute. You are mute. Kindly unmute yourself.
What I was saying is not only the money. Even at times, it's even important to know why are you carrying the delegation.
Sure.
What is the work of the health minister? What is the work of this person in the state of accountability? Because you want to tell the people, this is what I want to achieve, and everybody should be able to speak to their areas. So if it comes to the money, it's important. Even the size of the delegation should be justified enough that people should know why are these people on a trip. So people are asking, you have the foreign affairs minister on a trip. And then you have the one deputy or two deputies. Then you have three assistant ministers from foreign affairs. People wanted to know why. The same thing goes across to other ministries. It was important to just get it to the people. Why are you doing this? What's going to be their work? Because it's the minister proper going, the deputy going. Why is it that three other assistant ministers have to go? Those questions, when it's answered, people will not speculate. People will not assume. People will not just grab mouth when they feel like. That's the thing about it. Because we are accountable to the people. That's not what Benabo was saying here. That the people entrusted us with a job.
So the both of you, okay, fine. So the both of you have agreed that to minimize some of the talks and the unnecessary criticisms and bad morphing on the president's delegation and his trip. There's a need when the president is about to travel. There's a need for the media people to educate our citizens about the importance of the visit.
Sure, yes. The last time you saw me saying it, even if the president traveling, the House of Representatives should be informed on time, because you play your trade today. So at times they say, "Oh, the communication can't leave." No, you play your trade about a few days, so the House should be informed that if somebody asks me in my district, "Oh, they say the president travel," I should be able to account or to say something about it that I know. So the last time I told them they shouldn't continue, that people will say, "Oh, the communication can't leave, it's not on the agenda." Because the trip was not playing when the president was leaving. The trip was playing ahead before his departure. So the people deputies should be informed, for also inform about people if they ask her. As I say now, I don't know nothing about this trip. I just heard all of the outcry. And what I said is, I'm not going to say a word, but the concern of the people are very important. But I'm not going to say my portion until the president returns and I see what was achieved.
Okay, you're listening to the Nighttime Heat right here on Prom FM 105.5. We are also relaying on we are also being relayed by Radio Gagema, that is in Nimba, Kwatiga in Bronx, and of course our radio Wologisi in Lofokana. We are streaming live on our YouTube and our Facebook page. Just go to where you have the search, and of course you tap Nighttime Heat, and of course you're going to follow the show and you share the show. Want you to share the show so that your friends, your relatives, your loved ones, your partners can also follow on what's happening tonight on the Nighttime Heat. Now let's try to transition to go into our next discussion. Again, let me begin with you, Madam Rep. You are in the national legislature, where the policies, the major agreements and concessions are often signed and ratified and all of that. You know exactly how much, most often, how much being allotted to institutions, agencies of government, but with the capacity of the current Drug Enforcement Agency, the DA, Madam Rep. Are we on course? When I'm making reference to us, I'm making reference to the country and citizens, all of us. Are we on course with this whole fight against drugs and other narcotics? But before you answer that, it seems that Mr. Adam Martin is back on, and let's try to see what we can welcome him. He's seen that message. Martin, welcome to the program.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay. Yes, I think you have to make some adjustment. You're not coming in. Yes, hello? Mr. Toba? Martin Toba? Okay, he gone off again. I think his internet it's very lame, so it's giving him problem. Yes, Rabbi, you can respond to the question I asked. Are we on course with this whole fight against drugs and other narcotics?
So one thing I would say first of all, from the documents we have on hands with the committees and everything, my own disappointment. Okay, now I sit here and I'm waiting for the president to come. I was being misquoted on one communication. I didn't say the LGEA boss. I said the deputies. The deputy that said it's difficult to fight the drugs issue because BP government official bringing it. I'm disappointed in him. And at the place I sit now, I don't even believe he should stay being that job. He should be removed like today and set aside, because you can tell me something you are trained about and passionate, but you just made a vague statement. You come and say, if you say that, what happened to the man that we assume that maybe $88 to the bowler points? So they shouldn't work because they see one PP government official car and they allow them to do what they want to do. Nobody is above the law. How can a deputy only come and stay and just make allegation in passing and stand out there? So you tell me that because BP government official, you will not fight government, you will not fight this thing. Have you arrested any BP government official and the government refused to give you the support for them to be prosecuted? So the last time I did a communication and leadership, we are not being able to meet for it to be local. I'm going to do it again this coming Monday because we close right now. And he's going to come to speak to it because the issue of fighting drugs, not so. Let's have a rapid response team with all the security sector, held by the military to come and fight the drugs. Until we can get the LDA structure properly as per international standard and what they need. And people complain about the money. Again, I say this. I believe the fight of drugs, you can do it with just a handful of real money. But again, the LDA should have a proposal that they can come.
Internet.
Okay, I think the internet it's giving
What we
problems.
need. They should be able to tell us this is the amount we need. This is it. And at times, this is why I argue with them. Right now, they've been having cabinet meeting. They've been going to meeting. So when you want to cry on the house to say, oh, they didn't give us budget. I will ask you, what was your proposal that you gave the president and they didn't appropriate that money before leaving for finance ministry? Because it should be said, but now, because the budget has been worked on from the finance side, they are having hearing with them. They are doing this. Do your proposal and be on record. Instead to be on path to work with this thing alongside with the community and with the citizenry. This is the amount we need. Let now and be realistic about it and put a line on it to say, if I don't achieve this to this time, this budget there was not necessary to give me. That's how I left for people to do. Put a target. If people just be working and see, we ain't got money, what you need the money for and what you're going to achieve and put a timeline to it, then we all work with it. That's how it's going to work. But from what coming from the deputy, for me, I believe that deputy shouldn't even be sitting in a seat right now. But he's not serious.
Now, but what is before I go to Mr. Kudi, what is wrong in the statement he made? I thought he was just trying to, open everybody's eyes and say, look, there's a need that we enlarge this whole fight against drugs, and not just looking at it from the DA perspective, but rather looking at it from the whole governmental perspective. What is wrong with the statement he made?
Also, if I come on your show and you tell me, say, oh, you came on the show, but you and myself will use one microphone, or the people station here can only host 2 persons. So why did you invite me if you know that only 2 persons can sit there? So you cannot say the deputy that collecting taxpayer money come on a show and say the issue to fight drugs and made it difficult because BP government officials bringing drugs. It even limits you. What are you telling us? Does the law on drugs say that BP government officials are not supposed to be arrested? Have you arrested any one of them in the government or the judiciary system or the executive or the legislature who gave you support? So what happened if the man to Mutuo to the other border coming from Abidjan refused to arrest the drugs, or the man to Port Waterside refused? If the boss can sit there and make that blanket statement and say he was doing eye-opener, he wasn't doing eye-opener. Why he wouldn't say, oh, the LDA officer taking drugs? So that one I made the drugs party difficult. We can say that. We cannot be state officials and we just be talking loosely. When we're speaking, we must make sure that whatever we sing to the public, because they depend on us, we are accountable for it. We are.
Okay, I'll come back. I'll come back to you. Josh wanted to come in.
So you see, I can see the passion the honorable who happened to be my sister will be meeting here or I was speaking from. I know it will hurt any government official, but I think the statement this guy made needs investigation. He's a guy sitting in a place looking at what the honorable woman and I may not be seeing. He's on the front line every day. Honorable, what I want you people to do is not to make him afraid, is to try to bring him on. He may know some of these people because this thing we look at is a cartel. There is no ordinary people that would just be involved in this kind of trade. Remember, Honorable, in the past, we're sitting here, $100 million US drugs came to our port of entry, the free port of Monrovia. And those drugs were arrested. So with this guy saying this, in my opinion, Honorable, I beg you, I know the passion you come with. Let's soften the pressure and then get him to name some of those people. I know if it were not happening, probably he wouldn't have said so.
Now,
that's why
my brother George, I think you watched us before when the DEA officer said that the female, when she said that there was lawmakers bringing drugs and we invited them. You cannot have the second in command know something and conceive it and taking salary. There's anything we're doing in the country, every time we say, let's feel sorry for the person. There's not even one officer you're talking about yet. What you're talking about is second in command to the LDEA that we counting on them to counter this thing alongside with the public. And you come and say, the last time already had an issue that before they arrested the lady, they said there was a big person that said the lady should be released and go home. Why was it up to now? That person has not been investigated. So let the LDA man come and name the people, and at the end of the day, let it be dismissed or let it be suspended. Then we know that somebody is behind the thing that don't want for them to name and shame the government officials that are bringing drugs. But you can't just say things and just think that you are both free. No.
You sound before we go to Mr. Cody, you sound very, very displeased. Is it because you think the statement he made indicted the entire government?
The entire government. Even me sitting here indict me. So the part of the matter is, if we can stop this thing, these people here, you pay us with your taxpayer money. Some people sitting, they can't even get, they got more degree and more qualification. I will not tell you something, I will show you one text. When I made that comment, there are almost 5 stuff I got in my box that somebody gave me their credentials and say how long they have worked to this level, they can do the job better. There are people sitting here even qualified more than us. So the opportunity is given us to do a job. We must be responsible. We can't just say that, oh, well, like Robo say, just give them time. That baby, yeah, you apply to be deputy DA, you take the job, you take oath, and you move from there, come and cry, baby, and say, BP government official. Anything say in the law, don't arrest BP government official. Just stop getting, let that man move from in that job. He should be released from that position where investigating to the fullest. Let's stop, let's take our bureau serious.
Okay, let's try to hear from Mr. Kuri. Some of our guests are trying to come on, but they find it difficult with the internet service. Dave, do you think, Mr. Kuri, that as a country, as a people, we are on course with the fight against drugs and other narcotics, especially with the current capacity of the DA?
Honorable Briggs is right. I think she has a big point. And I want to thank the Deputy DA Director for his bravery, but that's not enough. It is not only an indictment on the entire country, but it is scaring. And what I expected the deputy to do, or whoever from the DA to do, get whoever you know is in the government who is doing this thing to be arrested. Like the Honorable said, no one is above the law. Arrest whoever. Today I was listening to a radio station, and some people made some very fine suggestions. And the suggestions are, every car, they have a particular name for this tester. They can test cars to know whether you have drugs in there. I don't know the name. One of you may call it. But I think every vehicle, whether you're a lawmaker, a representative, or whoever, I mean, how to call it, a minister of government, whoever you can be, everybody should be checked before coming to town or getting out of town. Because I'm sure there's some truth in what the man is saying, but to just open up like that loosely, this drug is hard to fight because government officials are in it, that's not enough. Arrest them, bring them forward so that we can know them. Like the honorable said about 2 years ago or 1 year ago, another lady, I think she's an immigration officer, you accuse a particular lawmaker of being in this drug deal. They invited you to the Capitol building. Then you started sweating. You even fainted. They had to take you to the hospital. What is all that about? If you're not brave enough to fight the crime, don't talk about it. Up to now, I have not heard anything from that lady or anything relating to this case. So the DA man should be invited. Okay.
Yes, sir, go ahead.
Oh, okay. The DA deputy should be invited to show who he's thinking about. If there are 2 or 3 in the cabinet, show them. If they're in the legislature, show them. It will help to fight this thing. It will help to fight this thing. Thank you.
Now let me come to Representative Mensah. You spoke about the need for out of the AFL to also come on board to have a joint task force. Are you aware that there's this internal fight within the DA currently?
Yeah, because I think I saw the communication before on one of these social media, seeing one of the deputies were giving instruction they shouldn't take instruction from the other deputies, because this is what the cartel gonna do. You see what happening even among the females that George were talking about? These people are very crafty. They're gonna do a lot of things among you for you guys to not hold on together. So we have to look at it from every side to see what can be done. Today, as I'm speaking to you, go on my page. They just arrested another group of ladies. She even got one remote. She's standing there like, I do nothing. And they got the whole drugs waiting in front of them with the money. The LDA just arrested them. I saw somebody tip them off. That man I saw talking from the LDA, he has passion for what you do. But who know the next thing somebody gonna scare you again? You gonna go sit and close him up because your boss can say, BB people bring me joy, he able to talk. Then I later I wanna go raise a life tonight and get thousands of dollars of drugs and they got it tonight and other things. Who's not gonna suspend him the next day? So the issue is for people to come that passionate about this thing. We used to say that I was telling the people the last time. I said we have a lot of things. We're closing our eyes so every time we can say, oh, that this. The whole thing happening in the Metallurgic church. We laughing with A in the country. We all passing around with joking with A. Sooner or later, this thing is a whole community that is being built up. If we get out of here, we were not able to control it. After the war, we were laughing at the children that they come by the garden like that. That they were laughing. Oh, look at the children. Oh, the boys, the street boys. And today, and I come to our doors, we crazy about it. Everything we overlook in the country, we don't start to work on it when it starts. Today, people talking that the mental body is serious, but you don't know what community already infested with it. At the end of the day, they will get on the street and say, we are human rights, we got our right. We must have it. And we'll be talking now, oh, and I'm going to be taking steps for one another to be one another because we don't want to conceal it now. We don't want to. That's what happened to with the drugs now.
Now, so with the current internal fight, with the current fight, Baker within the DA, how do you think, how does it affect the fight now? And what does the government need to do? Do we need to still retain those people at the DA? In fact, let me announce that I've been making some frantic effort to bring on board, the the current head of the DA, and he promised, yes, I'll call you, and more than 5-6 times, he refused to call. But with this major fight, amongst them, do we still need to retain that group there? Do we need to still keep that group when our fight is not when we still losing the fight? Do we still need to keep them there? Yeah, okay.
Don't waste your time. Dissolve the whole DEA and come over responding and while we're restructuring the DEA. That's all you need to do. Get it up and bring forth the rightful people to manage it instead of full structure. Other country, you got on the Asian country, then you can carry drugs there, you'll be killed the next day. So the part of the matter, we can look at best practices and restructure the DA aspect qualification and forget about the party team. And forget about the team that me run the campaign. I have to get this job. There are certain areas you must have professional people there that are passionate about this job to do it. And then when you do that, it becomes better for our country. Please,
So
that's it.
So you are suggesting that or proposing we just we should just, okay.
Say that you are breaking.
Yes, so you are suggesting that we dissolve the DA and set up a new leadership
Set up a new response team. Set up a emergency response team right now headed by the AFL. The reason I say because AFL have been constant with their drug tests. They have been constant with it. Even you go, you take the test, you do the highest score. When they do that test for you to do the drugs, when they find drugs in you, they don't take you. So let's put all of the apparatus together, even the NSA, everybody, and we all start to move and work with the community. Stop wasting your time here. Yes, number two, make your guy tell you, say, I will not for a job because BB people carrying it. And you still keeping him there? What are you keeping him there for? And I'm not missing my work on it. I don't want a job, but I want people that something that is killing the country already. They will come and play with it. You can. Let's go on. What happened with the investigation about the plane that came here that was arrested in Sierra Leone? Up to now, we have never heard anything. And the only reason they were arrested in Sierra Leone is when a people from Liberia, it broke down to Sierra Leone. And they broke on it and the people saw it there. So we all gotta do it. When the community taking the bull by the horn, then you making an announcement and telling them, oh, don't go to community. You see the mothers are crying every night on their mattresses, on their pillow, that the children, some people that only the only child, even mess up with drugs. You think that's small thing for you to go through it and know that your child will be your future tomorrow and they finish? I will send you all of the video from our program in my district. Go into the young children. Go and see them.
Okay, let's hear from Mr. people. Let's hear from Mr. Cody. Mr. Cody, you listen to the rep. What do you think? How do we approach this? She's proposing a formula, dissolve the entire DEA and set up, a task force. In fact, that maybe should be headed by the AFL. Do you agree with that?
Yes, I think when you have a problem, if you feel feverish, you feel sick, it is a good thing to, first of all, do your lab test to know exactly why you are sick. For example, if you feel feverish and you just go to the drugstore and start to buy malaria tablets because you feel feverish, you may be killing yourself. The real case may be typhoid, because typhoid and malaria have the same symptoms and signs. So it's good to know the real cause. So I'm saying this to say, we removed an entire group before, Kroma, Padiga, and his other guy, 3 of them, and put in a new group, and still the fight is there. So what I think we should do is to find out the root cause. What is causing these people to always fight at the DA? And we have a saying in Liberia that corruption has a way of fighting back. Corruption has a way of fighting back. The United States of America has a GDP of $29 trillion, and they have a budget of $7 trillion for 2025. And they have billions of dollars in that money to fight drugs. But yet, there's still a drug problem in America. I'm not justifying anything here to say this is what is happening here. But to just remove that group and put another group, I don't see it feasible. It may not solve the problem. But what I agree with is what the Honorable mentioned about the AFL. In fact, the AFL took upon itself not too long ago to help fight this thing. Some people started criticizing them. It is not a mandate. It's not that I went on the radio and said, mandate or no mandate, let them come. They should be part of this fight. So I agree that we should involve them, but to say remove this group and put in another group, it may not help. Because I'm taking my clue from what happened.
Mr. Cody, what is happening? They don't agree with each other. In fact, they are fighting against each other. We understand that one of the deputies said he can work with the director general. The director general said, or the director said he can work. So it's a major fight within a DA.
Then I go back to Herbert Briggs when she mentioned that there should not be a party business. It should be competency. If we can find people, whether from the disgruntled people's party or whatever party, bring them in. It should not be about our partisan should be there. No. Now who help us to get there? But anybody who can fight us for us. So I don't know the real reason. Kroma and Fatiga didn't make it. Fighting. There's a group fighting. Something must be wrong somewhere. So two things. I agree that the AFL gets involved, but not by dissolving this group. No. They can play a role, a leading role. Maybe the AFL could head this thing and they still remain in their post. Number two, they have been complaining about budgetary support. Now, I don't know what is happening. Honorable Briggs mentioned something about what they need. They should let the executive know. But I have heard people complain about vehicles and logistics and fight. You cannot have a DEA entity or whole entity depending on motorbikes to fight drugs. It's not possible. Somebody was killed, I think, in Broadville the other day. I mean, the people need some support. They need some support. That one, I will stand by. They need some support. Not just one or two pickups. Not one or two pickups for the entire DA. No. They need enough logistics. Let's give them what they want. Now, if they don't give us what we want, then we dismiss them. But something must be wrong somewhere. You can't send somebody to fight drugs that cost billions of dollars, and the salary for that person or those people can't even buy color. I mean, what is this? Let them have enough support. Now, if they don't give us what we want, we can tell you. But something is wrong. I don't think they have the correct support. They need it. A man fighting drugs on motorbike. Where can you find that? Let's give them the support. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Let's try to play this tape, and then we'll be back, Madam Rep and Mr. Cody. Let's try to play this tape quickly. Very troubling.
All right. This is Vision Online TV, and we see the Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency (DEA). They are here on the move. From what we see, they are raiding this area of drugs. As you may well know, nowadays the combat against drugs is very important in society. So the LDA has come in this area, and from what we see, they are very much vigilant. And the war against drugs is very important. The war against drugs is very important. So these are the drugs that are brought into the country to give to our children. Now the Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency just came on the scene and they have confiscated these drugs. We want to say hats up to all of them for a job well done. This is a serious case. The war against drugs must take place. The war against drugs must take place. This is serious. If Liberia is to be better, this is what we ought to do. Show the area that you can find the drugs. Let the people come and see exactly what is going on here. Oh my word. Oh my word. It's all wrapped up. You can see it for yourself. Wrapped up. This is very, very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. We want to commend the Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency for what they are doing.
Have suspect.
Yeah.
Throw it in the water.
Oh my God.
Throw it in the water. You're holding it for okay.
So, was there any arrest made
I
so
appreciate the
far?
guy.
And
How many persons you arrested? Two suspects. But I see 3 suspects in your car. For the target was 2. For Lukutan. Okay.
All right, that's the Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency. They are here.
You got glove, man?
Okay, so Representative Mema Briggs Mensah, you saw exactly what we just displayed, and David, that tells you that the situation, the drug situation is serious. Until something major can be done, we're going to lose our young people, the future leaders of this country. With what you saw, let me hear from you, Representative Mema Briggs. And then what's your reading? What came to your mind when you saw exactly what we just display on the screen?
I'm just telling you, like my big brother said, the issue is when I look at the LDA budget, it's around 3 million. I know it's nothing to fight drugs around the country, but people cannot relax with him and just say this. You see what I seen from the guy, that particular guy, I just asked somebody to please give me a number because I admire his work. If you check tonight on that I share, they just did it to Tinker Village, they just arrested few guys that were rapping, in fact they were rapping the kush, rapping it now and they arrested them just tonight. So they have people that, like he said, he was in the police before and he came in the DA because he had passion to fight this thing. So there are still people there, but if you are the head, you're the one supposed to set the pace for your staffers to work. And if you start to argue among yourself and finish your term, structure this whole thing and bring forth the qualified people and put in standards that people will have to follow. Not people feel that they are entitled. Then it becomes a problem. That's my point. But there are some people there that are very passionate about what they do. They are.
Honorable Briggs?
Yes, George.
The last time during the A.B. Kroma and his other colleagues' argument, there were argument over who does what, who's supposed to do what, who's supposed to be on the field, who's supposed to do this. Probably the act creating the LDA may have some lapses in terms of the administrative function. What role are you thinking about playing to look at that act to clearly define the roles of these people? Because probably that the same thing happening right now between the deputies.
No, let me tell you. I think the act is clear. I will try again to ask for it and put it on. Let's see. Even if some of them didn't even know the LDA for the acts on what I saw from certain portions, someone was telling me, I need to look at. They don't even need a search warrant to go to a home. They don't need it. One of them were even all the time in my district that tell me, oh, when you go to the court to get a search warrant, maybe some of the sheriff and other people can talk it. I said, but I don't think from what someone was telling me, but I need to read it. I don't think so. The problem here is everybody above. How can you say in this world, if you have an operation, then your boss says you're supposed to tell you before you go on the field? If you have an operation to carry on. So the thing is, my brother, it's not about I conflict me. It's about the drug cartel being strong and know how to drop the ball. And when the ball bounces, then rule change. That won't happen in 1 minute. but no law.
Okay, let me ask Mr. Koti from this point. Mr. Koti, I know you are a very strong supporter of this administration. We know that this was a major campaign promise to ensure that our country is rated, our country is free, but it seems that we are seeing different, things from what was promised. In fact, we are hearing that a new substance was introduced, called sparkling Andra, or what it is.
Yes, sparkling pills.
Okay, now, Mr. Koti, are you shocked that up to now, instead of seeing, instead of seeing us, fighting the war and succeeding against the war against drugs, we are losing the war? Are you shocked? Are you shocked by that?
Look, Saba, I don't want to be agreeando. In other words, just arguing for arguing's sake. No. Let me tell you something. I can see here that a war is being fought. What happened the other day by a group of women in this country was by divine intervention. Yes, you can see the result now. This is the first time in the history of this country that I have seen citizens taking this thing into their own hands. I watched it in Planka, in fact, almost all over. The citizens themselves, right after that march by the women of this country, said, enough is enough. So for anybody to say that we are losing the war, I disagree. I disagree. The war has been fought. What we need to do now as a government, in Liberia we say, when the iron is hot, it's the time to knock it. The iron is hot, let's knock it down. Support the DEA. Those flashy cars that your ministers are using, reduce some of them. And make sure that you give more support to the DEA. They need support. If the Minister of Finance has 2 cars, sell one and give some money. Look, if we don't support the DEA, I'm not saying we're going to give them all the money in the world, and that's the only way to go. But they need some support, especially at this time where God Himself intervened the other day and asked our women to start the ball rolling. They have started, and I'm so happy to see that every community is waking up. I listened to a guy the other day in Plumpa saying that you see that river up there? When the DA came around here, they threw the drugs in the river. We will jump there and remove everything from, and that swamp you see behind the river, that's where they are. We will go there and get them. That's our citizens thinking that way. What do you do now as a government? You will sit there and still give the DA $3 million to fight drugs? Come on, man, you're joking. No. And this is not about partisan business. No. Even if the disgruntled people's party can fight this thing, take somebody from there and let them fight it. It's not about party matter now. We should get our partisan. No. And I still believe that the AFL should be a part of this process. It will help a whole lot. So we are not losing any drug war yet. It's on course now. It's on course. The citizens themselves are.
Okay, we are not losing any drug war. It's on force. You sure with the current capacity of the DA?
Pardon?
With the current capacity of the DA, where it has limited manpower and low budgetary support, are we on course with the drug war? Is that what you're saying?
We are on course. It says that everybody is waking up now. But when it comes to the support, the manpower, number one, not enough. Number two, very low budget support. Please give them more money. So we are not on course when it comes to the support to them. No vehicles. They have set up from time immemorial. I think the DA, when Kroma was there, had 3 vehicles. Look at that kind of a joke. 3 vehicles. Some people on motorbike. You will go to arrest people in a particular place and put them on motorbike to take your headquarters. That's a joke, man. We all should have now. I'm glad that my sister is sitting here today, and she's very compassionate about activities of this country. I'm appealing to the legislature now through my sister here. Yeah, please look at the budget a little bit and do something. Put more money there to fight this thing. Our children are dying. Yes, we
Okay, so
cannot lose the children.
let's put it back on the lap of the representative. Madam Rep, I know shortly we'll be opening the lines. You know, the budget is often looked at and allotment, a portion, you know, based on what you people think it should be. Why, you know, is it difficult for the legislature to step up the budget? And you all been traveling to other countries. You know, you heard about other countries, you know, drugs budget. But if you come to Liberia, it's far limited. Why is it, you know, difficult for all of you? Let's ask you.
So the thing is, again, I come back to what I said. I hear on the courtesy, the people are not supported. If these people were together, not fighting, I expecting them to say we have visited the speaker and we have submitted an emergency budget for now to get out on the street. So if I see 6 speaker, we will be calling the finance minister. I will be one person will be shouting over my head, or even 6 speaker or this. Instead of you paying the subsidies for the rice, leave it and buy the 6 speaker now and do a credit sale to all the vendors until government pay later and give it to the LDA. I will be talking about it. But when the house divided, cannot stay on its own. So the time is supposed to take to focus on making an emergency budget now. To say, let's take it to the legislators, the people representative, let's put their feet on the fire. Then now the speaker will call an emergency meeting or take it to leadership and say, this is the emergency budget for now, before we can even have a budget coming to also approve that the LDEA need now. You don't think we're gonna all put our hands on decks and say, hey, finance minister, you make sure and appropriate this amount, any kind of way you can find it, to the LDA, because we want to see how proactive they will be.
I see your point.
Wasting their time. So the issue is, until you can bring forth your issue, so why if now you go take things you may budget for them, but you're going to be helping them? But what is the proposal they have brought on the table to make them more proactive? What is it?
Then you have a point. You have a point.
What is it? You're saying a very sad thing. Instead of you buying cars now, instead of government even buying new cars now, you were saying you will not buy car now, but we equip the LDA and make sure that they are more proactive. I met in my district, I'm telling you, you don't even have correct 20 LDA officers. If I need a serious raid to go on there, I will have to contact Banga. And they will have to come and join the guys to go on with it. Because the guys are all in the villages. They are all in the villages. They're not sitting in one place. So look at it tonight. You got somebody working. Nobody want to sit down and say, oh, this thing when I work. You're talking about the officer. The officer don't even more. We all were here after the war. We had the armed robbery issue all around. We all were community watch forum. We all were vigilante, all in the net. We call for the people there. They check it around. We naki prata, bong, 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 bong. Until we stop the armed robbery all in Ghana's-Ville there. You know that. Johnsonville, Barnesville, Estate. When you now one part, everybody can be in their house, they be knocking it. Before they go. So the same way the citizens are willing now, the LG should be more proactive. To put the government and the legislature, the executive and the legislature feet on fire, to say in cabinet meeting, this is our emergency budget we need now, the logistics we need. To come back to the legislature and submit the same thing. The speaker will summon the minister and say, let's go and do credit sales for any of the people, Toyota or anywhere. And make sure you get this paper for the guys to be more proactive. Why can't happen? Just one man at own political party, it was the son one day about 6 speaker. Why was something that been declared as a what emergency? You want to be government about 12 speaker on credit sale?
So yeah,
Honorable Brace, I think you have a point. You have a point. In fact, there's a saying in Liberia, you cannot cry for the bereaved family. How do they put it?
You cannot cry
You
more
can't
than
cry
the
for
bereaved. You cannot
Yeah.
cry more than the bereaved.
More than the bereaved. I agree with you, Honorable. They are the ones that come and say, this is what we need.
Honorable Koti,
We
this
cannot
country
cry. Yeah.
is bereaved.
Pardon?
This crisis is considered in the sense that the whole country is bereaved. So we all just crying on one another.
Yeah, the point I'm making is this. The Honorable is making a good point here. It is the DA that should come and the DA should come and say, this is what we need. This is what we need. Then there's
Mr. Cody, how possible that the DA can come to you to say, look, this is what we need when there's an internal fight in the DA?
But that's
the reason.
So close all of them down and stop, because with the internal fight and they're not being proactive, as well as senior managers, and then they are collecting salary. And each of them making not nothing more than $30,000. So why?
That's the point. The internal fight is also another problem. That internal fight is a problem, yes.
So
that's a problem.
That's the reason why there's a need to remove that entire batch for the second time, like they did with A.B. Krumah and the rest, and bring a new batch. Who knows?
Restructure the whole thing. Bring a specialized person. When you're talking about doing a communication right now, Terry Kwoti can do all he knows, but he have his point that he can list to convince you what have been achieved. Structure this whole thing and bring a more qualified people that have a hands on to see what can be done for the DA to be more proactive, that the trust cartel will not penetrate among them. That's it.
But again, normally when you're trying to appoint people or nominate people, you are looking for someone who maybe might have served before, or someone who has, a grip on whatever he's going to do there. I'm sure that it's against that backdrop that the president decided to place Mr. Schwab, Anthony Schwab, and fine. He's been at the DA before, but what is happening now? He's there when the drug war is trying to outwit the entire country.
But this is why I can have problem with you. When people have been working somewhere before, are we checking the performance level? Or we just following it that they've been there before? That is why I got problem with other people that was even listed on board and other things. In my own country, like Harry, somebody have problem with them. What did they do in the past when they were there as directors? And now that you're putting them on a board, and because somebody have an interest in this person and they influence the whole process and do what they want to do, are you putting somebody there because they were there before? They were there before. What is the impact they did? What is the changes they brought forward? That's what we should be concerned about. If we start to check quality assurance and make sure in charge to check people's performance, people will not just go to government office and say that, oh, they're lecture. They won't. They won't. You just talking about FTN. I told you what the lawmakers did. It was not right. They can't say we pour hot when the lecture have done a pass by you, the government signed. The management process is by the government. When you find any lapses there, you write them to tell them to review this clause because it's not working. But then you can come there announcement and say we're stopping the thing. It will not hold. No.
There are some people. However, there are some people suggesting that then let's carry Mr. Christopher Peters back.
Let me tell you. I can tell you got Christopher at Inter-Itel with him. He was passionate. He did fatigue. I know they made a mistake. They were very repulsed. They couldn't get along. There are still passionate people around. Look for the most qualified people. Take out the sentiments. Take out the politics. Take out any other thing you can see that my own person here will control them. If somebody in the budget, they will take care of me, or they will do this one, or I will control this person. Let's stop this tendency and try to get hands on deck and do well for this country. Because I see no former rich political person. I see the country yet. So what are we looking for? What?
Okay. Let's try to take a few calls quickly. 0778
my sister wants to have,
793. Yeah, 0778 793. That's the number to call. Or better still, 0886 540 That's the Lone Star number. Or call 0778 460 Let's take the first call on the line quickly. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Yes, sir. Let's hear from you.
Yes, let me first raise my apology for not appearing via the internet.
Mm-hmm.
I have some serious internet challenge tonight. It's very strange. But I want to take this time to appreciate. Okay, for the recognition, my name is Martin Singletupa.
Okay.
And I join you from Morovia. And I want to appreciate your studio guests this evening for the level of discussion they have carried on the two topics that were provided to them.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say thank you also for extending that particular invite to me. But I'm very sorry once more for not actually the internet for not allowing me to be part of the show.
Okay.
My take on this aspect of the drugs saga, I want to say categorically clear that indeed this government is actually strong and fighting the drug activities in Liberia, the war against drugs. But that is the fact that you can see Liberians right now, everyone are making their business to be sure that indeed drugs be alleviated from the community. Can you imagine for women to take to the street and say no to drugs? That alone is an ambient to tell you that indeed this government is actually strong in fighting against drugs activities. And can you imagine the government of Liberia just create another significant means by striving towards the fight against drugs? The president, Ambassador Joseph Nima Bouaka, were able to institute the comprehensive national anti-drugs action plan. And that action plan, it has a lot of good things there for Liberians how to mitigate and to fight the drugs activities in our country. So I want to say this particular government is actually strong in fighting these drugs. The government is now weak. The government is making every effort to see to it that indeed the drugs be alleviated from our country. Yeah, you want to say something?
No, just wanted to take other callers as well.
Okay. So once more, I'm waiting. Maybe the internet is very okay, or we will have to come to studio live. I think that would be okay for us.
Okay. Thank you. Let's get another call on the line quickly. Good evening.
Good evening, Big Brother Sabbath George, and let me say good evening to all of your guest panelists.
Okay.
My name is Moses Andrews, and I'm the president of the District 13 Youth Association. I want to appreciate all of you for this fascinating topic on the discussion. You know, Saba, I'm just sitting on my radio and I'm laughing. I'm laughing because when I listen to the Honorable Representative, Honorable Member Prince Mensa, crying on the radio, one of the person who should be thinking how to solve this particular problem. Crying on the radio, man, you are able to buy 12 paper, you are able to buy 20 paper, go to the LTA to find a job. For them to know that they are the same people that pass the national budget. How much did you put in it? And you know, for the LTA, that you will come on the radio now and want to buy public sentiment, honorable lawmaker. I think you people are the major problem in this country.
You made your point. You made your point already. You made your point.
He
So the
must
point
learn. You shouldn't be making them to feel happy. He must learn. They should learn.
Well, you respond. Let's get another call on the line quickly. Good evening.
Hello, Sabo.
Yes, sir. Let's hear from you.
Sabo, my name is Pony. I speak from Bushwa Island.
Let's hear from you, Pony.
I want to thank you for the show, and I would like to say good evening to your two guests. But I'd like to appreciate, and I'm highly disappointed in Madam Mansa, the Honorable.
Mm-hmm.
The legislature has, Sabo, they think we're going to be brutally frank with you. The legislature has appropriation power. Sabo, if you go to, I got two fundamental problems with the legislature. They need tougher law. Remember, Honorable Member mentioned some other country, what Arabs and other Scandinavian country there. Some of the law there are capital punishment if you are caught. If you are caught, it's capital punishment. Mr. Curtis spoke well. The awareness on drugs now is broadening. Everybody's shining their eyes. But drugs is now a child's play. They need money. Some of the other country, you know what they have done? They allot 10% of their budget to agriculture, 10% of their budget to education, 10% of their budget to health, and 8% of their budget to drugs, because drugs now is global. They attach percent. I'm not saying we should allot their percentage there, but why can't we do 5 to 8% for education, 7% for medical, 8% for agriculture of the budget? So if you have that, if you got about 3 to 4% of the budget towards drugs, then you have a capital punishment. The drugs is an alarming issue. So I listen to the Honorable. What you want to say, them are right. You don't spend outside the budget. You know the trouble we've been getting from the IMF and other people. Appropriate the money go to you. So let me get you. I'm very frustrated in American. He's the chair for the Joint Public Account Committee. Okay, and then Amara Conan and Clarence Guy from the House or John Committee, they use almost 1.2 million for public hearing. Did they get the public hearing to heaven? So, where do they? Who they public hearing? If you see the amount in Front Page Africa that was used for a year, a period, quarter or a year for the John public hearing. So I'm disappointed in the legislature.
Okay,
they have appropriation power. The joint probably 1.6 million. That probably was it don't you have all?
Okay.
Honorable should take blame initiative.
Okay, you made a point. Let's take another call on the line quickly. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, sir. Let's hear from you quickly.
Thank you. Sekou Fofana is my name.
Let's hear from you, Sekou.
You know the problem here is they're making more ground on the black people. What will put you people there for? You get every authority, you get every power to even to help the people to find a judge. But if you be over air, you be crying, then why the need of you being represented? If you would just go just go so that you'll be taking fast salary, be taking for a fat salary. Well, so they're not coming for most of them got there. They will not go back there to the now. So the people they not drinking water, we not drinking water here out those. Every day we get it sense for the lawmaker there. And then they problem in the country here. Seriously.
Okay.
And then they problem there. That's why I agree with Imam.
Okay, let's get another call on the line. Good evening.
Do you know how much we use on the Senate retreat in Grand Bassa?
Oh.
Do you know how much we use on the House retreat? The money they use for the retreat there.
Okay.
Almost one person walk away for the retreat.
Pony, I think Pony, you made your point already. Pony, let's take another call on the line. Pony.
You can still be making mistakes. But it's not informed.
Good evening. Let's hear from you.
Let me appreciate you for inviting your guest, the Honorable Representative Member Breeze Mensa. My name is Emmanuel David, and I'm from the Council of West.
Okay.
As it relates to the illegal drug fair, let me quickly disagree with your guest as it relates when she talked about inviting the Deputy DEA Director for the comment. You know the kind of way how she started, the kind of way she sounded, the kind of way she speaks. It just reminds me back when she was in a very hot, in a very legislature, when I get said that there one representative here that is involved into the whole drug trade. When you go back and watch the video, immediately that a driver get who the president, you know, not going to man. Fear the person for their job, they also fear them for their job. Because the thing she's saying on the show tonight, that is the deputy director, that is the deputy director. Some of these things will be worked on a covert operation. It's not everything you will turn in a kind of loud thing. In fact, when the person to show you someone, the person will be afraid. Now she say, if I will lose a job, I may lose a job. Who want to lose job? She attacked the representative. She don't want to lose job. Now why she go back for the second time and contest me on this shit? So no one wants to lose job happen. So you cannot say, if they want to lose a job, they meant to lose a job. But they meant to, who? No, things don't work like that. And when you want to handle it that way, they don't tell you who.
Okay.
They want to protect his
Okay, let's take another call on the line. Quickly, good evening.
Saba.
Yes, sir.
Good evening, Saba.
Yes, sir. Good evening. Let's hear from you.
Thank you. Let me say good evening to all of the panelists on the panel tonight. This is William Cobb. I joined this conversation on this year today. Look, Saba, I'm very diverse this evening listening to all of the panelists, most especially the government from District 6, Kong County. Look, Honorable, you have the gavel in your hand. You have the responsibility to make law, representation, and oversight. Your oversight responsibility, you can call the DEA officers, the DEA head, and ask them what is the solution, or even the action plan that the executive just released in recent times, giving the DEA officers 6 months to those commanders in the lead counties, right? The 15 counties, asking them, make suggestions to the executive, what can they do to find solution to the fight against these drugs? Oh, Honorable, that is an oversight responsibility. Your lawmaking power now is the budget. When the budget comes before you, stand before your colleagues and tell them that, hey, gentlemen, if a 7.5 children can live on 150, pay away within our 150 and start.
Okay, he's off. We didn't call him off. We went off. Let's take another call on the line quickly. Good evening.
Good evening, Saba.
Yes, sir. Let's hear from you.
Thank you, Saba, for having me on your platform. I'm CRC Emmanuel Tokachino of the Interlegislature District number 14. And I want to say good evening to your guest panelists on the show.
Okay.
I admire the representative from Ponkante, the way she speaks so passionate about the fight against drugs. And I don't know where someone would come from somewhere to place the blame on the lawmaker. If you say the lawmakers appropriate budget, all right, granted, the executive who's had the biggest part of the cake. You saw a recent time when some women decided to lead protests, and petition the government. The president made mockery. The president and his cabinet, as well, his cabinet, and some legislators made mockery of it. They said they were joining it. At least all lawmakers could join. But for the president to say he's supporting the process, after that process, what has the president done about it? If this was not just a mere political show to just show up with those women who were trying to, protest and show their solidarity against the use of drugs. So the lawmaker is on the right foot. If a deputy director for operation, I don't know his portfolio at the LPA would come, before the legislature and say, I don't know when he went to make that statement, but you say that there are some government officials who are involved in the sale of drugs. Then you should be man enough to name and shame that. I think you want to tell me that the president of the country is involved with it, because that's the only person you'll be afraid of, the Minister of Justice.
Okay. So, many thanks. You made your point. Let's take another call on the line quickly. Good evening.
Good evening, veteran Sabo Josh.
Yes, sir.
To the studio guests.
Okay.
And so my name is Imaya Moses Tokba, joining from the Central Region of Liberia, Banga City, Bang County. And Sabo Josh, I follow the show and I follow our own lawmaker, because I come from Bang County, from District 4. But you see, the reason why many callers are very disappointed in the lawmaker is because these are people who sit and preside over this budget. They are the one who made the laws. Instead of them instead of advocating for money to go to the LDA, the immigration, the AFL, they don't do it. They are more concerned as to how they'll be on committees, how allowances will be given them. And at the end of the day, they come to the public to buy sympathy. Should not be on popular sympathy. It's a holistic thing, and it should be done holistically. If you come to the discourse to discuss just issue, you should come with the facts. So Rep. Mensah is from a county, but I think that honestly, our advocacy is very disappointing. that she'll be one of the lawmakers at the 55th legislature, and they are not cognizant as to how much go to the LDA and MA for them to fight drugs instead of coming to buy sympathy from the public. I'm very disappointed tonight.
Okay, we'll take 3 more calls and we'll wrap it up quickly. 0778-460-793. Better still 0886-540-987. Again, 0778-460-793. That's the number to call. Better still 0886-540-987. That's the numbers to call, and you are live on the nighttime heat. We've been discussing. Let's take this call quickly. Good evening.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
My name is Nathaniel Da.
Okay.
And I've been pressed to discuss drugs issue in this country. And I'm happy that I was filing when I got the station. As my brother really said, my dear brother in studio or whosoever in studio, our lawmakers are not good to us. They come to us with a pretense that they got good intention in order to improve the livelihood of the Liberian people. After we shall have employed them, they only after their belly. They only know you when they need something from you. These people will go over there and they know that they're making the budget, they're discussing issues regarding the budget. They will only be concerned about their stomach, about what we get in their pocket, but they're not in the interest of the people. The security, more besides the security. Must somebody say, look at how drugs is destroying our brothers and sisters in this country. Our lawmakers will go and sit over there pretending to be like they're doing well, but rather they only after themselves. In their own district and community that they live in, they see how the boys and girls are living recklessly. But they will still look at it, they will only be after what they can get. My brother just said it clear. I'm not lying to you. Who in studio, whether a lawmaker or whatsoever, they are all disgraceful to the Liberian people.
Okay, you made your point already. We can take additional, we'll take just 2 more calls. 0778 0778-460-793. Let me take this call from this end quickly. Let me take this call from this end. Welcome, Reb.
Hello.
Yes, how you doing? Welcome.
All right. Anyway, my introduction, I'm Honorable Mova. I think sorry that I was not part of the show, but I would like to draw some. Thank you. I would like to create some checkpoint for the previous speaker, one of your partner. When I listen to him making mention of the lawmaker, first of all, we need to understand the function of our duty as a lawmaker. We have 3 cardinal responsibilities. One of those is lawmaking, which is by going through the issue of formulating bills and acting it into what law. Another portion is the issue of oversight. Oversight has to do with holding the government accountable for certain actions. Then lastly, the one we fall in about lawmaker coming on radio, I think is prudent, because the issue that has to do with representation is our duty, first of all, to create a loud voice for our people, our constituents. Another aspect of that is to make sure that we raise the concern, those issues that govern our people. And the last one is to advocate for our people. They all fall under what we call representation. So if a lawmaker come up, right, not with the issue of policy, the lawmaker come out on the radio advising the people, advising government, I think it's prudent. Government need to listen, because that's one of our functions. Government need to listen. And the threat of drugs is for everyone, not to create this thing into politics. Drug fighting is not about politics. It's about we giving ideas, bringing those ideas that will support all of us in the fight of drugs. But then when you shift the blame to lawmaker, you are not doing well, because it tells me that you lack the understanding of public policy. The function of drug fighting is not with us. We are there to do law. But yet and still, we come outside to make sure that we give our support, right? So the issue is with the executive, understand that. We create the law, and the executive are the one to implement those laws. If they refuse to implement the law, who you blame? The issue of the DAA, I was just on ELBC. The issue of the DA. We have people from the DA who are part of the process of the drug thing. What we are saying, we need drug tests, and it's in the law, right, to do drug tests. Then you come to say that the representative should do what? The representative should do what? If the executive cannot implement the issue of drug tests, who you blame? Who you shift the blame to? So the idea and the way we do things, the way we understand things in this country is what bringing us to a chaos. We need to stop it, especially those in government. We see that when we say it is the government, then it means that the executive is wrong. No, the point is not against the executive. The point is against drugs. And we all need to work together to fight the issue of drugs and not to create it into a political scene. Thank you.
Many thanks. We'll take 2 more calls and I'll wrap it up quickly. 0778 460-793. That's the number to call. 0778 460-793. Let's take this call up quickly. Good evening.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Let's hear from you.
I appreciate the lawmaker I just called. I appreciate the manner and form in which he approached the issue. But quite frankly, when they are coming, asking us to put them into power, they don't spare out their 3 cardinal responsibilities. They will come and do more for the Liberian people. So on that note, after you shall have come to the person, you're not speaking to the person like you have 3 cardinal responsibilities, but rather you will make the people in the district to understand that you have the right to, or you have the responsibility to face law, you have the responsibility to buy a car, you have the responsibility to share rest. On that note, when the people shall have elected you, now you come up to say you got 3 cardinal responsibilities. So those 3 cardinal responsibilities, the lawmaker should always spare it out to the people that he coming to ask to have him employed.
Okay, let's take this last caller, please. This last caller will have to go. Good evening.
Good evening, Sabo George.
Yes, sir. Let's hear from you.
Good evening. This is Theophilus Akoa, joining from District Number 12 amongst Serrata County.
Okay, Mr. Cole.
The point in the show is very interactive and interesting, but I think that the issue about drugs in this country is something that all of us should take into consideration. And you see, sometimes messages can be good, but the messengers can be the bad person. I saw Rep Message on the radio advocating. Yes, she's doing well. But I mean, the ball go back to her. They are the one that say they make the laws. They are the one that have the budget. Ask her how much are they advocating, so that it can be invested in the LDA. They don't care. What they care about is, I want to be on Ways Means Committee, I want to be on Finance Committee, I want to be on the committee, and what have you. So sometimes the message can be good, but the messengers can be the bad person. So I think that Rep Mensa is trying her best, but honestly, it's so disappointing that she will be a lawmaker and making no frank effort to say
that. Not a lawmaker to be seen. I want to give you a hard time.
I mean, they just
Okay, many thanks. Thank you very much. We're not taking additional calls. Oh yes, hello.
How you doing, sir?
I'm okay.
Yeah, this is Mr. White calling you from 17th Street.
Okay.
I want to ask a lawmaker, the honorable man, to the studio there. If I'm not saying a family or a children, they are their own drug selling, but if that happens, and the DA having to ask any of his children, or even himself to say, oh, I want to test your car, if you're waiting to file a drug, you'll be waiting to submit to that DA to test in a car or to check your children. I'm asking.
Yeah, sure. Answer it on.
Thank you.
Okay, many thanks. This last one. Hello?
Hello, sir.
Yes, I'm okay.
Okay. This is Anthony Grattan calling from the district.
Okay, let's hear from you.
All right, thank you very much. And the studio girls is very, being frantic at all, applying effort in that the issues of trust, fight agreeable issues, wherein that it needs collective effort to fight now. We, the community, our process in going to the review committee, get us and breaking it down.
Hello? Hello?
Make the district to join us in the process and carry on this exercise so that we all will fight the holistic fight and get rid of drugs in Liberia or many masses. Thank you.
Okay, many thanks. Well, that does it. We're not taking an additional call, except maybe you got another caller? Hello? Hello?
Yeah.
It seems that the callers want us to go home tonight. Yes, let's hear from you quickly. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, let me say thank you for the topic on our discussion. It's very fascinating topic. But you know, to be frank, I am rather disappointed in the lawmaker tonight. Yeah, you know, the first thing, if the resources of Liberia, if the national budget of Liberia, if 80% of the budget can be used on the legislature, tell me, how are they trying to fight jobs? It will be very, very much impossible. What we should be hearing from our lawmaker, what we should be seeing from our lawmaker, is to see how best for them to subtract majority of the budget of the national budget that is going to them for them and their salaries, their workers, and what have you, at least to see how best 10 or 8% within the national drug budget. That alone, I think it will help to improve. Can you imagine the whole DEA does not have any 5 to 6 people that would say when they are going on a mission or on an arrest that it will be suitable for them? What are some of the necessary things that they are putting together to fight the delinquent drugs? What are some of the resources that they are putting together? So for the lawmaker to come on air tonight and give me some instances which are called the very beginning of their drug fight is start from within them.
Okay. Okay.
So
Many thanks. Many thanks. Let's take Representative Simon Molba, and then we'll go back to our guests in studio to respond, and then we'll call it a quit. Yes, Reb, let's hear from you quickly.
Let's take Representative Smith and then we'll go back to our guest in studio to respond. Then we'll call it a week. Thank you, Honorable Silver. Let me say this. Let me make this clear. I think Liberians need to read, not just to go read, get to the budget, understand how the budget works. Look at the figures in the budget. He make mention of 800 out of 800 million. He said that the representative is taking almost 80%. It baffles me in calculation like that, because when you do your own analysis, you will find out that we take 7% of the budget, right? And still occupy the rest of the percentage, roughly about 82%. Then you still blame lawmaker. We place in the money, there are money we place in the budget for the fight of drugs. But what happened with it? That's the issue we should be discussing, right? But let me narrow it down small to the issue of drugs. I think the previous caller said something that was so beautiful. What Honorable Bridge needs to do with us, we all, the lawmaker, we need to do drug tests. It should be a major issue at the House. When we do drug tests, because we are the first branch of government, the president have gone through drug tests, then we can insist that the DEA go about drug testing. Because they are the one fighting drugs out there. They are part of the executive. When you get drugs in you to fight drugs, it will be very difficult. You impede the process. So I think, Mema, you did extremely well. I will just encourage you when we get back to encourage the rest of our police. Let us do drug tests to tell the Liberian people we are free.
You think all your colleagues will agree to that? You think your colleagues will agree?
About drugs testing. And lastly, my agreement would be that we put the AFL outside to fight drugs.
Okay.
We need the AFL outside to fight drugs when we are serious people. Get rid of all of the ghetto, and Liberia will be free. Thank you.
Okay, let's go to our studio guest quickly in studio. Madam, let's hear from David Kuri first, and then we enter for Representative Mensah.
Well, thank you very much, and many thanks to all of the callers. I appreciate you. This is no time to fight. It's time to work together so that we can fight this number one devil, and that is drugs. But I have one appeal to make to the lawmakers. One appeal. Every 3 years, you receive a vehicle. I'm not blaming the lawmakers for anything. I'm just making a suggestion and appeal. Every 3 years, you receive a vehicle, each of the 103 persons costing $45,000 US. When you times that by 2, 6 years, it's $90,000 per person. And that amounts to $9,270,000. When you divide that by 2, it's $4,635,000. My suggestion to you, especially those of you who will go back and back and back again, please receive one vehicle for the entire 6 years. That the other 4 million go to drugs, to the to the EPA, DEA. When I was there, I remember Charles Taylor brought in 90 pieces of Isuzu Trooper on the 11th of February, 1989. I drove and kept mine for 12 years, 6 months. What heights me is to see even representatives of Musrata County right here on the Kotai getting 2 vehicles every 6 years. This is not fair to the country. Let half of that money go to drugs or to the DA. Honorable Mensah, I know you very well. You've been fighting for this country. I'm not speaking to you directly because you are the one on the shoulder. It may look like I'm hitting at you. No, I have followed you many times there in Bond County. You're doing your very best. But for people to come on the show, you're supposed to appear on the show. You didn't appear, but to call and start making bluff here. No, you can't do that. Asuma Malba, next time appear. Next time appear on the show so we can battle the issue. But you don't keep in the background and come out. Our people can't read it. You quite to insult people. You are more of a Confucianist than a lawmaker. Come on the show. Let's argue. But you don't speak
order, my man. You can't talk about
please, man, I'm talking. Who is it?
You want to talk to the man? Ask for the man number and talk to him. You can't insult him on the show.
Who is speaking? I'm not getting you.
Dave, you have a small mobile calling to react. Let's hear from him.
Yeah, no, but what I'm saying, you should have appeared. Oh, you want to hear? Okay, let me listen to him.
Listen to you. Listen to him.
I will appear on the show. I expect you to be on the show. Let's discuss the issue. We are not insulting each other. Let's discuss public policy issue, and you will see. I'm giving you the.
You're going very low.
It would mean I'm open for tomorrow. I have 1 or 2 issues. That's the reason I never turn up. But I can be there tomorrow. If you want to discuss public policy issue, I'll be there. We do that tomorrow, and you will get the taste of Honorable Smokey Moba. Thank you.
No, the only thing I know from Smokey Moba is confusion. He insults people a whole lot. We have tried before. You remember you and I were on the show before. You are more of a Confucianist. You are more of a Confucianist than somebody who can debate issues. And I'm telling you something. You have to stop that.
Okay.
I gave you a chance. Who is that? Who's talking?
Dave.
Who's talking?
Dave.
Someone, Marva, please give me a chance to land. The last thing you think was, please give me. That's who you are. That's who you are. You don't give people a chance to talk. Please. That's who you are. You and I have before on the show. And a reminder, you insulted the callers. You insulted the callers. And I told you that you were wrong.
All right, Mr. Cody, Mr. Cody, Mr. Cody, I will have you. Mr. Cody,
you asked me to say something. I was speaking, and the man came in.
Mr. Cody.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Cody, I'll reach a debate between you and Representative Sumo Molba on Friday.
I will be very happy. But just inform him. Just inform him. I'm telling you now publicly. When you come on the show, please discuss the issues. Please.
Okay.
You know, I don't draw back from people. You mess with me, I will mess with you. Please. Don't insult me when you come. I will give it back to you. The last thing you were on the show, you did the same thing. I had to warn you to stop insulting the callers. Hello?
Yeah, correct. Go.
Hello? I'm not getting anybody. Hello.
They are in studio, but they're having some issue. They're trying to resolve it.
Oh.
Hello. Honorable Briggs?
Yeah.
I'm here.
Yes, it was Honorable Briggs' turn to give a closing statement. We have problem with electricity, but we're using another means to close up.
So let me say this. I'm sorry, we're going to come back on this topic. It's sad that from the time I was in the private sector, people are putting been calling on the radio. And if you're not following the issue, it becomes a problem. And at times it's important, Saba, for you to educate your callers. Because I did not say that, what's the thing that they are saying, a crying baby. No. I said before the legislator, right now that the drugs issue was an emergency and the budget is not before us, the LDA should be able to show us a document that they are dropped even to the executive in the cabinet meeting. And then they come to us also and say, this is the budget. We the ones supposed to set the budget for the LDA? No. They have to show us the operational budget, what they need to work with the situation we have on hand. So how can these callers call and young people are not ready and tell you, you're the problem? But again, I understand. Because the legislator having to be people that beat a lot of people. So they already angry sitting down. So when they hear people talking, they don't even listen to analyze what you're talking. Then they just come at you and back at you. We do not make budget. The budget is not being worked on to the finance ministry. Go and see the picture on their website. Every ministers and director are going there to present the budget to them. For it to be placed in the budget board before they submit it to us for appropriation and for also review. So if you sitting there and you in the executive, you won't go first and make your case to finance ministry. Or when the budget is before us, you won't come and make your case. How do we know? How?
Okay,
so it's not for me to stick budget on you. It's for you to convince me that this is the budget you want and this is what you're going to achieve. So when people can't just blanketly say things and say the legislator doing this, for me, I know about people that can go tell you our level. And I always say to people, if we have our oversight, we wouldn't be education minister, we wouldn't be health minister. There are additional monies that are put in the budget. What did they do with it before? The LGA sitting on the making flour. Right now, they're not even convincing you as a public to tell you this is what we need as an emergency period to work on this issue. Then you blaming it on legislators. And then Mr. Koti, I hear you talking here, woman baka. That one baka, the executive, the directors. But they're not even lawmakers. They're sitting there buying car. When we pass the budget law and say nobody mabaka above 45,000, except for the speaker and the president and the rest of the people. That to local deputies, they bought $54,000 cars. Who talk? Who say a word?
That is wrong.
So the only way I can promise you on the show, listen to me, I don't pretend on things. The only way I can promise you on the show, if they say the whole government, none of us will back up. But if the executive buying car, I will back up because I have to go Salala to do my work. I have to go there. I can be saving costs and they be enjoying luxurious life. So when the callers want to call and criticize the legislators, know the issue on hands. Know the issue on hands and hold me for it. I'm here, we cut our salary down. Today I make $6,300, but people still insult me. And I tell my colleague, I blame you. If we were going to publish our salary and know what's happening, the LTA will not take 11,000 home. And today somebody tell me I couldn't come on the show because there is no internet, and they have internet on the phone, but because there is no quality assurance. So it comes back to every one of us. And they call us when you sit in the radio and you can't late. Don't just listen to your friend caller and you start to call.
Okay, Honorable.
So that was the issue. And know what we discussing and understand I was staying on issue. Don't just blanket your mind because you want to fight lawmaker and you come and make blanket statement on them. Mr. Koti, if you can tell your friend, the president, to tell the executive, nobody more baka, the judiciary, nobody more baka. I see county, even county inspector, county, there's a guy, brand new cars that worth even more than the car driving. If everyone okay, cut down car, we didn't have budget there for cars, no budget for gift, no budget for this, and we all make sure and put that money towards drugs, and we need to do it. But the executive will not buy a car, and ask me, I will not have my car. No, not for anything. I will use it.
Okay, Honorable. Honorable, we appreciate you and Honorable Koti. We will have a part 2 of this discussion on Friday, please. Can you people be ready so that we can have a part 2? Because
I sure will be ready. Because people are putting that are working in government should know the difference between the work of the lawmaker and who do the budget. When they come, they get called for calling, say, Mr. Koti, we get frustrated because some of us, we don't go to go take BB money that they claim that we're taking. When I can give you institutions that are making a lot of money in the government, but I don't believe them. I believe us as legislators. If we're going to publish our salary and ask every branch of government to publish their own salary, you will know who's making the money. Then we all will not have the insight. So that's the problem.
Okay. That's it there. So we'll continue.
I'm saying people will be responsible. The other caller call and say, I was on a female and say, call the person in. This female went to the community and said, a lawmaker selling drugs. You cannot be a DA officer and you go and say things in the community, then you come to plenary and say that you don't know. How are we going to clean the system? So I said, tell the person me. Because it could be me that's selling the drugs. It could be any other person. So you got a second man that come and say, government people believe drugs.
We are all the time.
And you tell some of your callers to come too. It's just stop calling because they got minutes on the phone. Thank you. I always love Pakoti, thank you for seeing you. We'll see you again. Tell them to call the salary. Oh, buddy.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.